So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about one of my favorite features in Postman. It's pretty underrated, but super powerful, which is prototyping with Postman's mock servers. So let's build some APIs. The way that I like to work with APIs and build them from scratch is by using mock servers. By the way, this is really great if you're like a developer working in a team. I think the best use case of this is like you have your backend team, they're working on some sort of API spec, and then you have your front-end team. Maybe your backend team hasn't fully flushed out their API, but you kind of have an idea of what their spec looks like. So as a front-end person, instead of waiting for them to get you a fully functional deployed API in production, you can kind of mock it, especially if you know what their API specification sort of looks like. In my case, I don't really have an API specification. We're gonna mock a lot with using LLM. Specifically, I'm going to play around with ChatGPT to give me some JSON response output, but I wanted to let developers know there's no need to wait on anybody. You can sort of get something working, and you can kind of fake it till you make it. So it's kind of great. So the best place for me to get started is to start by creating a workspace. And ideally, when you're working with your team in Postman, you want to create a team workspace. So think of a workspace kind of like your Google Doc. Maybe you can add collaborators into it. So I like to either create a blank workspace if it's just me, but if I'm working with some of my team members, I'll probably add a couple of people in there. But it's just me today, so let's create a blank workspace. I'm going to call it a mock server test workspace. And this is going to be an internal workspace. So the first place that you want to go to when it comes to working with mocking APIs is that you probably want to get your mock server running. So on the sidebar, there's this configuration bar, so you can go ahead and click on that, and you can go ahead and enable your mock server. So now we have mock servers enabled on our sidebar. I think Postman tries to do this because, there's a lot of different things that you can do with Postman. You can create collections, environments, flows, specs. Configure sidebar just kind of makes it easy for you to, work with the things that you are interested in working on. So let's go ahead and create a mock server. Yeah, let's do something with real estate. Okay, so let's call this a real estate API. Pretend we are Zillow or something, right? Okay, so let's create a endpoint. Let's do an endpoint called get listing. So let's do get listings, and we'll make that response code 200. We're not going to add environments, but you can always add environment variables. Those are really helpful, especially if you're like working with multiple different APIs. Save the mock URL as an environment variable. Actually, why not? Let's create an environment variable and save it as an environment variable. And let's make sure we create a brand new collection. All right, so now let's go ahead and click on create this mock server. All right, so we have our real estate API collection, and you can see that we have a URL. So this is pretty cool because this is like a live URL that you can hit. Think about the fact that developers often have to deploy these URLs, but these URLs are available to you from Postman. They're provided by the Postman cloud. So essentially it's a live working thing that your engineers can hit and play around with. So if we go to our collections tab, you can see our real estate API collection, and you can see our first GET request, which is get listing. So if we send this request, we get a 200, yay. All right, but this request doesn't do anything interesting. So let's design it. So the best way to design an API, specifically when you're working with mock servers, is to add different examples. And as you can see, the URL endpoint is getting our mock URL that we created with our mock server. So to create examples, you want to click on those three dots and you want to add an example. So there's already a default example, but then there's an example called listing. Let's go ahead and play around with this listing example. So we want it to return something interesting. I'm not too creative. This is where I use AI to help me out. So let me go to my best friend, ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask my chat to give me a JSON output for a real estate API. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so what would a GET request for an API look like returning a bunch of different listings? So we see this JSON request. We have a street address, which is great. We have the price, we have the number of bedrooms, we have the person, the agent's name, if we care about that, that's actually important. And there's also example images, which is nice, and features like garage, swimming pool. So actually this is a pretty decent JSON output, but if you were doing this with your teammate, I'm sure you guys are designing your APIs using an open API spec. There's probably a lot of API design discussions happening. So this is just an example of what it looks like to just mock it and prototype it. So in my case, I'm just taking a, just an example JSON output. So now when I go back to my mock server, I can take a look at my request that I just did for listing, and I'm gonna go ahead and add that JSON output for that listing example. So let's go ahead and add that JSON example, and we're gonna add a status code. So a 200 OK will return all of this data. It'll return your property ID, it'll return your address, price, currency, property type, all of these different things. So, this is an example of what an API would potentially return. So I'm gonna actually rename this as listing success. So that's what a success looks like. So success is like a 200, right? So you wanna save that as an example. So now, let's see if it did that. Okay. So save that. So there's this try it button. You can actually try this API out. So let's click on it. And now when we return our listing API, we get an API with all of that info that we just gave it. So your property ID, your address, your price, your currency, all of that. So we just basically mocked up a real estate API in maybe 2 seconds. That's kind of cool, right? So now that we have a success example, I think the best practice is to also make sure there's error messages. So getting a listing for all of the data would return a 200, but what would a bad request look like? So maybe a request that returns some sort of bad query parameter. So I'm gonna duplicate this request here, and I'm gonna create another request, and I'm gonna call this listing error. Okay, so we want this API to return an example of maybe a bad request. So let's rename this example as listing failure. And we'll change the status code here. And we'll make that one a 400 bad request. Let's make square footage a query parameter. And just so you guys all know, this is just an example for using mocks, but ideally you want to work with your team to design these APIs based on your team's design metrics, but square footage could work. So let's do square feet, and let's say square footage can't be a negative number, right? So if we do -1, obviously that should give us a bad request. Let's get an error JSON output. So I'm gonna ask Chatty again. Give me an error JSON output with error.
I love when you call him Chatty.
Okay, actually that's good. Property not found. Okay, no property found with, oh, actually this one is about property ID. That could be interesting, actually. If a company only has a set list of properties, then if you can't find a property with that specific ID, maybe That could be an example. So instead of square footage, let's try property ID. And let's say property ID 1234 doesn't really work. And we're gonna return that as a error 400 bad request. We'll save that and we can try it. And so now we have two different APIs, one that gives you a success and one that gives you an error. So as you can see, we've built some API examples. This is actually really great because now your team has the ability to basically run forward with these APIs, and they're no longer blocked by your design team. They have endpoints that they can sort of hit and get running. So as you can see, I built my examples using a lot of hard-coded data. Like, of course, I'm not gonna have every single property return 123 Main Street in San Francisco. But actually with Postman, we have a dynamic library. So you can actually explore that in the learning doc. So let's go to Postman's Learning Center. So let's go to Learn at Postman. Let's look at dynamic variables, because this is actually really cool. A lot of people don't know that they can actually generate a lot of fake data using dynamic variables. So we have dynamic variables for random name, random location, random company, random timestamps. So every single time you hit that API, you'll get some random data. So imagine doing some load testing. You can do that with a mock server. Fill your database up in seconds using random data. So let's play around with some of these random variables. So I'm going to use random name. We'll make our real estate agent change every single time. We'll do random phone number. We'll do random email. I'm going to change all of this to random address, random street address, and yeah, we can play around with a little bit of that. So now when we try this out, you can send this API and you are getting completely random data that is populating our database every single time. So the use cases for working with mock servers are pretty dynamic. You can use them for, unblocking your teams. You can use them for testing. You can use them for load testing. All you really have to do is create a mock server, give it some examples, and play around with some dynamic data. I hope this video shows you how easy it is to prototype APIs completely from scratch. In a few minutes, we were able to create a couple of different examples. We were able to create a successful API that returns a 200 OK. We were able to create some error examples and work with dynamic data. So working with mock servers is super easy. There's no reason why you guys can't get started today. So go ahead and try this out on your own at postman.com.